They can be cystic, but when we see them, we call that the tip of the iceberg. Serous cystadenoma. Again, I disagree because this is mucinous cystadenoma. Serous cystadenoma does not put out mucinous secreting fluids. It's serous fluid, okay? They're large, they're unilateral, and you'll have with a serous cystadenoma, you have to find the echogenic foci that goes with that. They're very large. They have thin septations. Here's a serous cystadenoma. This is hemorrhagic fluid or serous fluid. We won't know that until it's removed and it goes to the lab. And at that point in time, we can only suggest if it's a serous or a mucinous. They won't know for a fact until it's removed and that fluid goes to the lab. Meg syndrome. Meg syndrome is on the registry. It's a triad of ovarian tumor, ascites, and a pleural effusion. You'll see it with Sertoli-Leydig tumors, gonadoblastomas, granulosa, strosal, ovarian sex cord, and donor tumors, and we're going to discuss all those. What are the sonographic features for a cyst? Remember, a cyst is a cyst. Doesn't matter what.
No.
Anechoic.
Yes.
Thin walls, posterior enhancement. Okay? You can't forget that. It's on the registry. Okay? It's on the registry. Corpus luteum cyst, a seal. What is a corpus luteum cyst?
It's the egg after ovulation. The remains of the cyst. I mean, of the egg after rupture.
Okay, a rupture of what?
Follicle? Of the follicle.
Yeah, that follicle has a name. What is the name of that follicle?
Graphian.
Graphian. The Graphian follicle lets go of the egg with the spike of LH. The egg pops out with an LH spike. The egg pops out. The cumulus oophrus comes out of that. That closes back up, and now it's a corpus luteum. Okay? A corpus luteum can look like a simple cyst. It could be hemorrhagic. It can be complex. It can be septated, depending upon the age of the corpus luteum. Okay? So, Uba, what is a hemorrhagic cyst?
The cyst that has blood?
Yeah, it's just a cyst that has bled in itself. It's just a cyst. And again, it could be anechoic, if it just happened.
Yeah.
It could be homogeneous as the blood gets older, and it could be septated as the blood is starting to necrose. Okay?
So could you have one without pain? I mean,
Sure, it depends on your tolerance of pain. Like my mother never feels pain.
okay, so that's why I would get to that point where it's conflict.
No, it's gonna go through its process.
Oh, so-
Period. It's gonna go through its process. If it bleeds, it's gonna go through the degeneration process. Okay? So, PCOS, what does that stand for, Dewey?
It's then for polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Okay. Samin, what is the syndrome that goes along with with PCOS?
What is the syndrome that goes with PCOS?
Uh-huh.
She said it.
when they have like more hair,
Okay, hirsutism.
hirsutism, and they get obese.
Obesity is part of it.
Yeah,
There's a criteria of 4.
yeah.
Okay, that's 2. And ovulation.
Oh, okay.
And ovulation.
And ovulation.
Okay, okay. So that is called Stein-Leventhal syndrome.
Time them.
Yeah, Stein-Leventhal syndrome. Okay.
What was the fourth one, Ms. Jeffrey?
Obesity, amenorrhea, and ovulation, hirsutism, and infertility.
What page is that, the Miss?
It's in box 88.
181.
Box 88.
Oh.
Adelaide. What is the most common germ cell tumor of the ovary? The hint, we call it the tip of the iceberg when we see it. Nope. Starts with a D,
The what?
a dermoid. The dermoid is the most common germ cell tumor. It has hair and teeth and sebaceous, so it'll be heterogeneous. They call it the tip of the iceberg because we can see the one closest, but we can't see past it because of the calcification. Okay, let's go over box 8-4. Now, a teratoma. It's a germ cell tumor. If it is mature, it's benign. If it's immature, it's malignant. So there are 2 different kinds of germ cell tumors. We're getting to the malignant next chapter.
Is it dermoid?
A teratoma. It's a germ cell tumor. They can be unilateral or they can be bilateral. Serous cystadenoma happens at the same ages as a mucinous cystadenoma. They're both very large. A serous is unilocular or multilocular with debris, low-level debris, and the walls are going to, the septations are going to be thin. It looks serous. Okay, I mean, it looks serious because it has papillations. Like you'll have a solid component and then you'll have septations coming off of that. So it looks very serious because it's a serous cystadenoma. Okay? Mucinous cystadenoma. They're massive. They look just like a serous cystadenoma, but the walls are going to be thicker. The septations are going to be thicker. If you have blood flow on those septations, either one of them, it's a serious thing. We'll probably have a cystadenoma carcinoma. Okay, a Brenner's tumor. Brenner's, I can't remember. Brenner's. They're a transitional cell tumor. They're solid, any age group, mostly 50s through the 70s. It causes dysfunctional uterine bleeding. Deca cell tumor. Deca cells are also called a thecoma, a fibrothecoma, okay? The only way we can tell the difference is after they take it apart, take it loose, and they look at the cells inside that tumor. So a fibroma and a thecoma to us are gonna look almost exactly the same. A granulosa cell tumor. This is a tumor of a little girl that has gone through precocious puberty, which is what?
Early
Puberty before the age of 8. Okay? A gonadoblastoma. You have amenorrhea. Virilization, what does that mean? Virilization, male tendencies. Okay? Like you'll start growing hair on your face, your voice can deepen because of the androgens.
Oh.
You have feminizing and you have masculizing ovarian tumors, okay? And a gonadoblastoma is a masculizing tumor. Sertoli-Leydig, it is a masculizing tumor. It goes along with Cushing's disease. Cushing's disease is a tumor of the pituitary gland. What is a para-ovarian cyst, Ann? Para-ovarian cyst. A para-ovarian cyst is usually part of the broad ligament.
Oh.
It's a cystic structure. Has the 3 criteria. But they can bleed also, so they can also be hemorrhagic. If you see one, you have to show the ovary is completely separated from a para-ovarian cyst. It doesn't matter how you turn the transducer, you have to document the para-ovarian is separate from the ovarian. Hydrosalpinx. Hydrosalpinx is what, Jasmine? What if it's blood?
Then it will be
Hemato. What if it's pus? Pyosalpinx. Okay. When? How do I diagnose PCOS? I diagnose PCOS because I have a very round, large ovary that has a ring of pearls. Okay, because they lose their shape and they turn round. I have the string of pearls, the follicles that are around the periphery, and that's why we call it a string of pearls. Okay? What are, for Nas, what is a lymphocele? We didn't talk about it. Use your terminology and tell me what a lymphocele is.
Something with the lymphatic.
Seal is like cell or how?
Now lymph, it's lymph.
We have lymph nodes running everywhere in our body. If one of those has been damaged for any reason, like post-op, then that lymph channel can get closed. And it builds not a simple cyst, but a lymphocele. It's a cyst full of lymph. Okay?
And it'd be in the,
It's gonna be in my abdominal cavity. Because anytime we see lymph, and we can find them in our breast, we can find them around our pancreas, because they follow the jugular chain here, they follow the aortic chain here, they follow my vessels in my axilla, they're in my breast, they're in my pelvis, they're in my leg. So if I've had a breast cancer, they're treating me with what kind of drug? Tamoxifen, okay? So they've done a radical mastectomy on me. Meaning I have to wear that hard, that heavy elastic bandage to keep the lymph out of my arm. If I don't, my arm gets this big. God, I just spit on myself. Because the lymph channel has been broken. Okay? So all that lymph stays in my arm. Same thing if I've had say I had ovarian cancer. And just like here, they have the Rotter's chain. Like they're gonna remove this one first, and if that's malignant, they're gonna go to the next one, then they're gonna go to the next one, they're gonna go to the next one. There's 4 different classifications. The more it gets towards my sternum, the more aggressive treatments they're gonna do for me. Same thing in my pelvis. If I have ovarian cancer, they're gonna remove a lymph gland. Then they're gonna go the next one, then they're gonna go the next one, then they're gonna go the next one. And that's gonna determine what kind of treatment I'm going to have. Okay? But with that treatment, I can develop lymphoceles because the chain of the lymph has been broken. Myra, what's an abscess?
Innovation.
Huh? Yeah, it's infection that's just gone haywire. It's encapsulated itself,
Isn't it ice?
and it's gonna be pussy, it can have gas in it, so it can have all kinds of echogenicities on it, depending upon what all is in there.
so I'm familiar,
Go ahead.
I'm familiar with abscesses.
It's the same thing, you can get them anywhere. Yeah, you can get them on your pelvis from PID, pelvic inflammatory disease. I'm a prostitute, I had PID. I had sex 7 times last night,
It gets drained.
you know, and it's just infection, it just goes crazy. You know, I can have a TOA, that's an abscess. And when you look at those, oh my God, they're horrible. You can't tell what you're looking at.
And it gets drained.
Yeah, they'll have to go in there and drain it. Because what's a prostitute do? Or what does a young girl do? She's not gonna tell her mama that she's having problems down there, especially since her mama doesn't know she's sexually active. And then she gets an infection, and then it just gets in, and then the next thing you know, she won't ever be able to have children because she was too afraid of her mom to mention it. So girls, always keep that communication open with your girls and your boys. You know, because you don't want them to end up, you don't want them to be afraid of you to tell you that they're having problems down there. Okay, so I'm gonna be out on Wednesday.